Hello and welcome. In this video we will build a Python tool to get the yearly returns of a certain asset, for example an equity index like the Dow Jones or any other asset, and we will build a very nice chart out of that. So let me give you an example. What you're seeing here are the yearly returns of the Dow Jones Industrial Average over the years, and I want to build a tool which is providing me such a chart, but I want to get it flexible so that I can provide an asset and get such a chart out of that. So let's get started. The first step is to import some modules. That is the pandas data reader. That enables us to get prices for a certain asset. Then we need the datetime module to define our time horizon. We need matplotlib to visualize our results, pyplot_splt, and we need numpy for some calculations. Now let us define our time horizon. So let's define our end date, and that is just the day of today, okay, or the date of today. So we're using datetime.now here, and the start date is just 10 years back. So we're using datetime, take the year of the end date, subtract the 10, and just take the same month and the same day as the end date. Okay, now we are defining our asset. And let's just start with the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So I'm using head DJI here. So how can I know that? By just clicking on Yahoo Finance and search for Dow Jones. And as you see now, we're getting the ticker symbol here. Okay, now we are defining prices. And this is just our online request. So we're using reader, which is the pandas data reader. Get data underscore at Yahoo, provide our asset, start and end date here, and we are filtering that for only the adjusted close price. The other information like volume and stuff like that is not interesting for us right now. Now we are defining returns, or you can write yearly returns, and therefore I'm using prices, PCT change. That is just providing us the daily returns of that asset. And now I want to resample this data frame or data series on a yearly base. And I can do that with resample and then provide Y, so capital Y here. And now I'm aggregating by using the ag function. And in these parentheses, I just have to provide a cumulating function. And to accumulate returns, we can just use a lambda function, add a 1 to the x, and take the product out of that, and subtract a 1 afterwards. So I've covered that in other videos as well. This is just the accumulating returns function. And again, this line is just accumulating returns over 1 year, okay? Now, let's specify df underscore red, and I'm taking returns dot and take reset index. Why? Because the returns right now is a series and I want to have a data frame out of that. So let me just show you quickly, maybe this is better understandable. Let's print out returns. Right now this is a series, so we have the date as the index and the returns as the columns. But I want a data frame with multiple columns. I can do that by just using reset underscore index. And as you see, now I have a data frame with a date column and an adjusted close column. So this is better for moving on. So I'm just showing that in df returns. So let's execute that. And now we are already done. So we have our returns of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, but now we are getting to the interesting part where we are visualizing those results. So let's quickly check if everything is right. So let's, for example, take the return of 2017, that is 25.08%. So let's just compare that to this site here. I will link this site, by the way, in the video description. That was the first site when searching for yearly returns of the Dow Jones. So what did I say? 2017, 25.08%. So perfect, our tool is working, right? Okay, now let's get into plotting. And therefore we're using plt.bar, because this is just a bar chart, what you have just seen. And now I have to specify my x-axis, so my horizontal axis, and these are my dates, right? So I can just use df_red, this is this data frame, and now access this date column here. So I'm just using .date, and now I want to get only the years here. So I'm not interested in the month and the day here, I'm only interested in the years, and I can do that by just using the datetime module, dt, and then take the year function or argument out of that. So let's actually, let me show you what this is doing. Maybe this is better understandable. So now I see we are getting only the years here, right? So this is my x-axis, okay? Okay, now we need our bar heights, and our bar heights are the returns here, right? So we are using a comma and use df_red. And now I'm just using the adjusted close column here, okay? And yeah, we can actually, or let us actually use plt.show here. And now we have created this chart, right? But this chart is, yeah, kind of boring or not interesting or not engaging. And let's change that step by step. So let's build a cool chart out of that, which is meaningful and which is nice to work with. So the first step would be to give it a title. So this is an easy one. We're just using plt.title. And now I'm using an f string here, and I'm just using, what it is, yearly returns of. And now I'm just providing the asset name, which we defined above here. And with that, I'm getting a title, yearly returns of the Dow Jones Industrial. So I'm getting the ticker symbol right now. We will change that in the end of this video, but this is okay for now. So why am I doing this? Because if I'm providing another asset here, and that is the goal of this tool, I would get another title of this chart. Okay, so this is just to keep this tool flexible. Okay, so in the next step, let us color those years which were positive returns, green, and those years which were negative returns, red. So we are using this line, plt.bar, and now we are specifying the color as, and then access our data frame here, and we are using a Boolean mask here. So we are just using when this column is larger than 0, provide us true, and if that is smaller than 0, provide us a false, okay? So let's just do that, df return, then we're taking the adjusted close price here, and just say, okay, this is larger than 0, okay? And now we're using the map function and provide, when it's true, then I want to have the green color, okay? Let's actually take a new line here. So then I'm taking the green color, okay? And if that's false, give me the red color, okay? So let's see if this is working. Perfect, okay? So until now, that is a pretty cool chart, in my opinion, but you can keep that optional. In my opinion, it looks cooler if you have edge colors here, so I'm also providing edge color as black here, and now I have it like this. And what else can we improve here? So we can add a horizontal line on the 0 point here. So let's do that with plt.x horizontal line in the 0 point, and let's check black. Whoops, sorry. Oh, it looks pretty nice, but maybe gray is a bit better. Well, I think gray is better, but you can keep black here or whatever color you like. Okay. So yeah, what else? Well, again, this is optional, so I want to have every year here, not 2010, 2012, 2014 here. So I want to have every single year here, so I have to specify my X ticks. And what I'm doing now is taking the NumPy module and define a range here. And inside that, I'm using the minimum date, so that is 2010 in this case. So I'm taking df.date.dt.year again as the lower bound. I don't know if bound is the right name, so just the lowest point here on the x line or the x-axis, and I'm taking the maximum date here, df.date.dt.year, and I'm adding a 1 to that. Why am I doing that? Because otherwise, as always, when defining ranges, the last one is excluded, so this chart would only go until 2019. I also have to specify my step size here, and this is just a 1 because I want to have every single year. Okay? So let's execute that. Sorry, I've taken the wrong name here, so that's df_ret. And as you see, now we are getting every single year. Pretty nice, right? Until now. And yeah, that's already it. But as I said in the beginning, we want to get rid of this ticker symbol here. So how can we improve that? Let's get rid of that. Let's first of all merge our code here so that we just have one cell and then we can execute that. So let's do that, see if this is working. Okay, works perfect. Now let's just define name here, and I'm just using the Yahoo Finance module now, which enables me to get the name of an asset when providing the ticker symbol. So you actually have to import Yahoo Finance above here. And now I'm using Yahoo Finance.ticker, provide our asset, and I'm using the info and take the short name out of that. Don't ask me why it's short name. Doesn't make sense for me why it's a short name, but this is actually the long name of the asset, but I don't know why it's like that. Okay, we have that. Now we have the full name of the asset, and we just have to amend the title with just using the name, right? And yeah, so let's take that all in one cell here. And yeah, this is our tool. So let's check. Nice, yearly returns of Dow Jones Industrial Average. Pretty nice, right? Now let's test our tool. Let's actually zoom a bit out here. Okay, so the models I think you have. So this is our tool here, right? And now we just have to amend this asset here and get every asset which you can imagine. So first of all, I have a decent amount of Indian followers, as I saw in my analytics. So we can check the Sensex, that is the largest Indian stock market index, BSE-SN here. So let's test that for BSE-SN and just execute that. And now we're getting the yearly returns of the Sensex here. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, right? We just have to amend this asset here and always getting the yearly returns out of that. So what else could be interesting? Let's check the largest American one, S&P 500. That is GSPC. I know that by heart. And we're getting the S&P 500. So what else could be interesting for you? Let's take another asset class. Let's take the Bitcoin. Maybe that's interesting for you. BTC minus USD. BTC minus USD. And yeah, we're getting this insane Bitcoin chart here, right? So 2017 was a nice year for Bitcoin investors, and after that, well, kind of hard times here, right? What else can we check? So as you see, this is like funny for me, because we have just a flexible tool where we can get the yearly returns very easily out of every asset. So let's check my home market. That is the German equity index. That is the DAX, and that is GDAXy. Dexy. And this is working as well. Okay, one more, and then you can do it on your own. Sorry for that. So let's take Tesla. That's Tesla. So you can also do that for a single asset, of course, as we did with the Bitcoin here. And as you see, we are getting those insane returns of the Tesla stock. And yeah, that's already it. So if you're interested in that, play a bit around with that. I hope you have as much fun as I have with that. Of course, there are a lot of improvement possibilities. You can make this into percentage numbers. You can write names on the axis. You can use, for example, just to give you an idea, you can use subplots to plot more than one asset here, so that you have like a screener where you can see multiple assets and their yearly returns. Yeah, I hope you liked this video. In case you did, please support this channel by subscribing and liking the video, and maybe commenting below what else I can help you with. And yeah, have fun with the tool, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.